Hi, everybody. Sorry, it's like 3 minutes late, 4 minutes. Arr! I was rushing to get down here, and at the last second, I was like, I don't have any water. My throat's gonna be dry, and I couldn't find any water. This is from a while ago. Hopefully, it's okay. If not, it's gonna poison me, and you'll just see me fall over, and then you guys can just talk about anything you want, because I won't be there to see, and you can say all kinds of crazy things you were afraid to say when I was watching. So this is the water drinking part. I almost forgot this came up today. Everybody shout out where you're from. Everybody tell me that that you didn't forget also, or tell me you did forget. I totally forgot till like 2 hours ago. I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. So anyway, here we are. And yay, we're all here. Hi everybody, Tampa, Florida, Chattanooga, Tennessee. San Antonio, Texas, Delaware, Southern California, Arizona. Uh, Yay, thank you, Victoria. Hi, Sabrina. Okay. I think that's Bex in Miami, DC, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Illinois, Southwest Michigan. Oh, overachiever. You knew it was Tuesday. Mississippi, Colorado, Atlanta. They were looking for that lost city of Atlanta, and they found it. Oh, hello, Georgia. Central Oregon, Nampa, Idaho. Northern California. They have a Northern California too? I always hear Southern California. Schenectady, New York, Mississippi, Central Indiana, hi, wow, Southern Ontario, West North Carolina. I'm getting really good at reading states. Massachusetts, Florida, Arizona, Lincoln Park, Michigan, South Carolina. Oh my goodness. Louisiana, Branson, Niagara Falls, Mexico, Montana. Oh, goodness. I don't know about gold finish. If it's gold colored, it's gold. I don't know what gold looks better than other gold. I don't really use gold colored because everybody's going to ask me if it's real gold, and it's not. At least with the silver, I can tell them it's real silver on the outside. Yeah, I don't do gold. I don't even, every once in a while, like if I get some gold charms by accident, I don't even know what to do with them. But yay, 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 yay. I have no agenda. I didn't plan for anything. I want to get some more guests on here, but it's the holidays and everybody's running crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sharpen wire cutters. I first just sharpen wire cutters. You got to hold them like this, and you hold them over your shoulder, like up over your shoulder, and then you got to look very carefully for your target, and then you locate finally a trash can, and then you throw, and then you watch, and if you get it in, score. And then you go to the store and you buy some new wire cutters. That's about what that's the extent of my experience with sharpening wire cutters. I get the Walmart 3-pack, $8. I get my wire cutters, my flat nose, and my round nose pliers. That's everything I need until they break, which takes about a year, and then I buy another pack. I've bought, the most I ever spent was $20 on one pair of flat nose pliers, and they were no better than what came in the Walmart pack. So I borrowed a pair of pliers from a friend once, and they were awesome. They're like the sharpest, tiniest little beaks. Like they could get in tighter places than my Walmart ones, and I was jealous. But I think they were like 35 bucks, and just didn't want to spend that much because I prefer to be frugal and have my jewelry a little bit messed up. When people say, Matt, why is your jewelry all kinked and awful and scratched and disgusting and it hurts me and it draws blood? I say, because I don't want to buy expensive pliers. It's not my fault. It's just the way I'm made. No, if you with practice, your stuff won't be all kinked up and stuff. But yeah, if you can spend $35 on really good pliers, if there's teeny tiny little teeny tiny sharp things that can get in the sharpest places, go for it. I prefer to just borrow them from other people and then be mad that they don't belong to me. I don't know. I've never been good at sharpening anything. All those people who get those stones and they put water on them and then they go squish, 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 squish. I don't know what they're doing. It's like voodoo. Yeah, I'm worn out. I'm completely tired. I was like, oh, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go home and just go face down in the bed. And I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. I was thought maybe I should cancel. And I was like, no, I haven't made any teaching videos in like 3 days. I've got to at least do this. So, everybody watch the old teaching videos because I haven't made any new ones in 3 days. I have all these ideas, and then I just life happens and it's the holidays. All these customers are bothering me, trying to give me money. And I'm like, no, stop giving me money. I need to make videos. Not here to make money. Weirdos. Um, Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I feel like the first 3 live shows, I answered everything I could possibly answer. I don't even know what more there is to answer. If there's new people, ask the same questions again. I'll answer them again. I don't care. I like talking, but I feel like I wish I could give you guys more, have guests on, have stuff. It's just a weird time with the holidays. Um, oh, thank you. Yeah, I haven't trimmed the beard in like a week. So I got my haircut today. It's really, really short. You can't even, it's so short, it doesn't even fit on the camera. I can't even get it in view. See it? It's really short, but I love now I'm not going to have to like spend almost no time getting ready. Um, yes, you may ask any question, Lavender. This is why I'm here. I'm here for questions. I'm bantering because I don't see questions yet, but ask questions all day long. You can ask anything. I might not answer. The few questions I haven't answered so far in the live videos are questions about family, marital status, child status, blood type, height, weight, um, mortgage. What do you mean? Show us the remote when you do. I don't know what that means. Oh, Allison, I hope you feel better. If you gotta peace out, then have a good night. You want to make videos and they stop recording at 10 minutes? That's your phone. There's something wrong with your with the storage on your phone. You got to take your phone to whatever provider you get it from and have them check that out. You might need you might need to get a card, an extra SIM card. I think that's the right word, SIM card or some kind of card to get extra memory. It might cost you 20, 25 bucks, or you might need to just delete some stuff. I had that happen where the video cuts out at 10 minutes. I was like, what is this? SD card, that's it, not SIM card. Um, uh, 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 yes, you can hammer 18 gauge. You can hammer any gauge. You can hammer 20 gauge. It's just the thinner the gauge, the less it's going to flatten out. So, um, the fatter gauge is more fun to hammer because you get this nice, big, fat, squishy thing. Nova Scotia, yay. Nova Scotia, I just think cold delicious, refreshing fishing, and that song from the 70s about called You're So Vain. Um, that's like two wildly separate references. Yeah, don't be uptight about wire wrapping or life. Um, Life is messy. Jump in the puddle, jump in the mud, splash around, have some fun, be a kid. You think you're an adult and you think you need to be all serious. You have no idea how much of a child you really are deep down inside, and you're just trying to deny it, and you're keeping your inner child from having fun. Just get in the mud and splash, splash around, make all the mistakes. Every mistake you make gets you closer to understanding not just how not to make mistakes, but how to do things you never even thought of. Mistakes lead you down roads you never would have gone, and that makes your whole world bigger. Ha, I should make a video about that. Mistakes make your whole world bigger, right? Like here's you. You plot it out. I have to go this way. This is my straight line from here to success. And along the way, boom, mistakes, mistakes. And you're like, oh no, no, no. But actually, those mistakes branch you out into little spider webs, and before you know it, your world is so much bigger. The world you plotted out for yourself was way too boring. The universe or fate or whatever you believe in said, nah, we're going to give you a bigger, better life with more problems and more struggles and more opportunity for growth. Just like your favorite drama on TV would be boring if the main character didn't have to overcome this insurmountable problem that kept you on the edge of your seat. Yes, I've answered 1,000 times how I got into jewelry, and I will answer 1,000 more. Don't you worry. There's a video on it. It's 35 minutes long, like the longest I've ever done. It's called The Long, Winding, Boring Road of How I Got into Art or something like that. Illustrated along the way with really bad doodles. But I'll tell you the quick version is my dad's an art teacher. I always wanted to do art or music as a profession, and I took the easy road. I took the more safe road and became a teacher, like my parents and like my grandmother, my aunt. So many people in my family are teachers. So I became an elementary teacher. Loved the kids, hated the system. Lasted 5 years. Found that I just constantly was making creative things and trying to sell them. So then I left teaching. I tried to make big giant furniture, decorative stuff with wood burned, beautiful different colored stains, like coffee tables with all kinds of ornate patterns, and big bookshelves with intricate like details around the edges. Had no idea how to sell them. Went bankrupt. Went back to teaching. Finally went back to ceramics, which I did as a kid. Started selling giant vases. Got better and better at that. Saw somebody squish some clay. Fire the two squish pieces like little nuggets. Put them on earring hooks. They sold. And I said, I'm spending hours making this beautiful vase, and I can barely get $30 for it because I don't know how to sell stuff. And here this person just squished two pieces of clay and made earrings and sold them in 10 minutes for $15. Two squished pieces of clay, fired. Like two little chicken nuggets squished in their hands. Poked a hole, fired them, got them hard as a rock, dipped them in some glaze, fired them again, put a little loop in there, put an earring hook, two earrings, boom, sold. Put them out 10 minutes after they put them out, they sold. It wasn't even at a show. It was literally at the pottery studio. Somebody bought them from the person who just put them out. And I said, forget it, I'm making jewelry. And I started making ceramic jewelry, and then that stuff kept breaking. It was too fragile. And then I started making wood jewelry. That was fun. And then I'd met wire wrappers, and I was like, I could be really good at this. This doesn't require a whole room full of machinery like the wood jewelry does. Or like a week of waiting for stuff to come out of a kiln twice like the ceramic stuff does. And the rest is history. Then I spent the next 5 years trying to figure out how to sell. That was the hardest thing. And then I finally broke through and figured it out. And the short answer is you find people that already know how to sell and you cling on to them for dear life. Don't try to figure it out yourself. You'll be like me. It'll take you 5 years. You could do it right now. That's why my video, How to Sell, is first thing you do is find artists in your area. Don't even find shows. Don't even try to be good at art. Find artists in your area. Make friends with all of them. Then narrow it down. Out of the 30 art, you got to make 30 artist friends, and one will be good at selling, guarantee. You don't even need to be artists. Meet people who vend, meet people who sell t-shirts, people who sell candles, people who sell anything, even if they're not artsy. People who vend and know how to make money. Meet them, meet them, meet them. Then become their best friend. Find out where all the good shows are, not the bad shows. Now you can learn how to do art, because you're not going to make money if you do anything. If you don't, like, that's the way I know to make money. That's the only way. That's the only way I know. There might be a million other ways, but that's the way I know. Okay. Sorry, let's read some questions. Chili, happy Hanukkah, good Yule, happy holiday, Merry Christmas. Concrete. Okay. I like concrete. My best friend is a carpenter. He does concrete and a lot of different things. Yep, ceramic beads, paintings or drawings. Oh my goodness, I have a ton of. There's videos showing my paintings or drawings. Oh, I can show you. I have them here in the studio. Here's like the first painting. Here's like the first, as an adult, the first painting I ever tried to do. It's not that great. It was just me fooling around with some acrylic, and I went back and touched it up a few times and tried to add to it, but I was trying to sell paintings. I didn't even want to sell jewelry. Here's a slightly later one. My style is a little more developed. That one's a little more fun. I wouldn't say that's finished. I want to do more around the edges. And then I started having real abstract fun. Like I was spray painting my leather bands, and I said, instead of spray painting the leather bands on top of a tarp, the pattern looked so beautiful after I pulled them off. I started spray painting on top of canvases my leather bands. And so I started coming out with stuff like this, and then I would add layers and layers of fun stuff on top of that. And I developed a whole art form off of that. And so then, like, this is from a video. This is just a total abstract of just pieces of wood with spray paint around them and then other stuff. And these aren't even what I consider my better paintings. These two are in a video. They're fun. Guitar 1, guitar 2. Each of them have a video. You can find, they're called Chaos Painting 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're great videos. I tried to do a Bob Ross night, and I got a little carried away and did it a little crazier than Bob Ross. That was fun. What else? I don't know. That's just some weird abstract thing. Here's more of my crazy flower. I don't know. Picasso flowers. Anyway, there's a bunch of these down here. There's a that guitar one is all the way over there. I can't reach it. I'll show you guys next time. I was just fooling around with some stencils that I made. I was cutting out stencils and then spraying them and then moving them and spraying them again. I got there's 4 different things here. There's a turtle, a tree, butterfly, and some flowers. You got kind of a 3D effect. It's flat, but I managed to move the stencil. I would spray paint the stencil and then move it like a millimeter in one diagonal, and then spray it again with all black, and then move it back 2 millimeters and spray it again with all white. And that way I got highlights and shadows, and it made it look like it was 3D. It's kind of fun. I was playing around with that idea for a while. Here's another example of that. It was kind of fun. I don't think that might go this way. I'm not sure. It's just cutting stencils out of. Here's one with just the butterfly, and then I sprayed like some white light coming out over it. That one's kind of fun. Okay, enough of me showing off stuff. let me get back to your comments and questions. Doop-a-doop-boo. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo. Sorry, I'm a little behind. I got to read the last 5 minutes of comments. You sold cars before. That's awesome. I wish I could sell cars. See, everybody wants to do the things that somebody else does. Je m'appelle Sarah. Hello, Sarah. J'ai très j'ai les cheveux. My French is so bad. Noir. You adore something about coffee and you detest something about math. I totally agree with those sentiments. Skittles taste the rainbow. Oh, Skittles, you speak English. Where are you playing around here? Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Polymer clay. Yes, polymer clay. I get asked the same question every live show. I love it. Go to the polymer clay video. Matt's Crazy Art Polymer Clay. It's hilarious because the video is probably fine, but the comments, that's where I got a bunch of haters jumping on there with terrible, nasty comments, and it was so much fun. I offended a whole lot, the whole polymer clay community. It was my favorite time ever. Art classes, do I teach or do I take? The guitar I painted is right there. I can't reach it. It's like behind 2 tables. I'd have to leave you guys while I climbed over some things. Yeah, spray painting dragons is fun. Oh. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get that guitar painting. Okay, here's what everyone was talking about, this guitar painting. This is featured in the Facebook group, Matt's Crazy Art. There's Matt's Crazy Art page. You can go there if you like Facebook because I post a lot of the same videos there. And then there's Matt's Crazy Art group. If you type group in the search, you'll get this guitar painting, a photo of it. And that's where you guys can post your own stuff and encourage each other and talk about stuff. Here's another flower one with some layers. I tend to like some of the same things over and over. Here's more. That's a real simple one. I was just a demonstration of spray paint stencils with some, that's more kind of flowery. Here's another guitar painting. This is actually not a guitar painting. It's a guitar painted. That was a fun video. So I don't even think this thing is in tune. I haven't played it in like 6 months, but yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't even know where. It's way out. I'm gonna guess that's an E. It's probably not. It's a little better. Gotta do it one more time. That's better. This is not a great guitar. I got this on Amazon really cheap just so I could paint it. It was really fun painting it, but I need to really get back into the music stuff. I used to add music videos to every I mean, not music. I used to add music songs to every video. And instead of using the canned music they offer. But as you can see, I'm not that great, but I have fun. Anyway, so let me get back to what you guys. Oh, I'm so rusty. I got to get back to what you guys are saying in the comments. There's a Middle Eastern chord to end with. So what are we saying? What are we saying? Where'd the comments go? Yay. Thank you, Rogue Angel. How do you get started on YouTube, and do you think the new regulations will affect your channel? I had to go set my settings to videos not made for children, so hopefully that won't affect my channel, because technically that's all you're supposed to do to not have to worry about all that crap. We will see. How to get started on YouTube. I've been kind of a clown since I was a kid. Like at my older cousin's weddings, there's videos of me at 4 years old running around in the middle of the dance floor trying to break dance while everybody else was couples dancing. So this has been a long time coming. I probably could have started a channel 15 years ago. I'm not good at tech. I'm very intimidated by tech. And that's probably what held me off for years doing it. My brother-in-law is awesome at tech, and he started a channel 10 years earlier than me. He had no idea how big YouTube would get. None of us did. So he just put like one video of himself covering some guitar song. Like maybe he'd put one video up like once every 2 months or so. And he's now saying like, we're saying like, man, if he put up a video like twice a week starting 10 years ago, his channel would probably be gigantic now. But live and learn. People didn't think Bitcoin would get to where it was in 2014. Between 2014 and 2018, $1 of Bitcoin turned into like $2 million. So, people don't know what's going to happen. Okay, sorry. Let's read some comments. Trolls, cat, car, Skittles, Australia. I'm trying to sum up the comments. French, Korean Sign Language. You paint animals. I try to paint animals. They tend to move too much, and they tend to hiss at me when I try to put paint on them. But I will keep trying. Okay. What else? What else? Oh, yes, Dan. Yes, I need to play more guitar. Thank you, Aaron. I got every haircut. I told them, just cut half of them. And they said, how do you want us to do that? And I said, portion them out and just do every other one. Can't you guys do this? You're pros. And they gave me a big fuss. So I said, fine, just cut them all. And they just kind of lined me up. And then they said, they had me lined up right like this. And then they just took a giant blade, and this person on the other side of the room just threw it, and it went right across the top of my head. It was the quickest haircut ever. Do I have a wife and kids? Someone just tuned in. Yep, that was a dad joke. Everybody's saying, you probably saw this on Facebook a gazillion times. The best dad joke is coming. Every dad is going to say to his child that he only sees once a week, see you next oh, I messed it up already. See you next decade. Okay. No, I never made the treble clef ring. Yes, tech-tarded. That's a good way to say it. And your partner's an IT genius. See, there you go. You need to partner up with somebody who's better at tech. Yep. Okay, more questions. Um, I'm just making faces because I am waiting for questions. I was a little worried about my haircut today. I never have a favorite haircut person. My hair is pretty easy to cut, so I just take whoever's available first. And there's this young girl today. She was like very new to cutting and awkward and slow and talked a lot to cover her awkwardness, like as a defense mechanism. And I said, "Oh no, she's gonna leave me with all kinds of weird patchwork." But I think she did a really good job. So you can't judge a hair cutter by their personality quirks. That's what they say. Time management. Time management. I'm terrible at time management. Um, the best thing I'd say about time management, um, I, I go around the back. I don't try to fight time management head on. If you had seen in my teens and 20s the amount of times I wrote detailed charts on how I was going to spend every minute of every day and then couldn't even stick to those charts for 1 hour, and then months later tried the whole thing over again, like color coded charts. I spent like hours making these charts, planning out my weeks. I couldn't even stick to it for half a single day. Um, for me, the time management is like uh what's it called? Time, yeah, Stan was reading one of those funny comments from the polymer clay art. Sorry, I'm all ADHD today, like every day. No, for me, time management is because of the ADHD. I focus on making myself a better person because I can't do time management. So if I make myself a better person, then the things that are more important get done more, and um the things that are less important, I have the strength to say no to, because as I get stronger, I'm able to better direct my life in the moment. I work best in the moment. I can't do time management. I mean, every day I start out with a list of stuff that I need to do that day. I keep it on my phone because my phone's always with me and I use my phone for everything. So I have an app, a notepad app. It's just simple. It's called Color Note. It's free. It's just yellow notepads, virtual notepads, and you write yourself notes. And I'll write out for the day, here's the 10 things I want to do today, and then I'll look at it a few times and then forget about it and then do three of them. But at least I tried. But yeah, for me, time management is always about um, trying to elevate the quality of my life and my strengths and my discipline of myself. And as I get stronger, I I make better choices every moment, and that increases the value of my time and the value of my day, and so on, and that ripples into my life. Um, I used to make all my own beads out of clay, and then later out of wood, and then later out of polymer clay. I do not anymore, not hardly at all, because I just there's no time, and stones are so inexpensive now. Really, really pretty stones. Wire gauge for rings, you want 16 is really the best. 16 is hard on your fingers. 14 is really hard if it's copper. You want copper. Don't do aluminum for rings. But yeah, you can get away with 18. I've done once in a while I'll do 20. I feel like I'm selling the most flimsy thing on earth and nobody's gonna buy it, but people love it and they never come back and complain. Um, Oh my goodness. Dan is the best. Dan is you are the best, and other people, everybody else who feels jealous of Dan, you can be like him someday. So don't be jealous. Just keep on being you. Um, German wire is tough. You must be strong to use it. Good job. The copper shows through. No, that's not real German. Real German wire is supposed to be solid all the way through, unless they told me the wrong thing. I don't use art wire. Parawire sells German wire, and they told me it's three different metals that combine to make a permanent silver, like a stainless steel. So I've never seen it be copper underneath when I cut it. That sounds like a different thing. Copper is the best. Copper is the best. It's flexible, it's strong, it's beautiful, it's great. Aluminum is good for all this fun stuff where it's so soft, but you hammer it and it gets hard and flat. And so I've been making a lot with aluminum now. But in general, copper is still king for wire wrapping. As far as I know, wire wrapping was invented by a plumber who had all this extra copper wire laying around. And so it's copper is the basis. But you can get copper coated in all different colors. Um, I sometimes I've donated stuff to like a raffle or something, or I'll give away stuff, or I've given away a lot of stuff as gifts. Um, German silver is copper colored in the middle. I'm gonna have to look it up. The lady at Parawire told me German silver was like three different metals that are combined in a certain amount to make like an alloy that is referred to as German silver, though there is no real silver in it. Aluminum or aluminum? Aluminum. Um. Oh, okay. Beverly said there's fake German silver out there. I just stick with Parawire for now. That's been okay for me. Okay, everyone, if I skipped your comment, I've been bumping around. If I skipped your comment, please say it again. Your question, please state it again. State your questions over and over and over. I will answer them as best I can. Hello, Iowa. Beatathon. I don't know. A beatathon. If it works, use it, but it sounds like it's not German silver. Oh, close up of my pendant. This is a pendant I made for a video. You can find it. I don't know what the name of it is. Maybe somebody remembers the name of it. And then this is a deer antler tip. I'm mostly self-taught. When I was doing the other kinds of jewelry, the ceramic jewelry and the wood jewelry, I kept bumping into wire wrappers, and finally I had a friend who was vending with me, and she actually had a degree in 3D art that included a concentration in jewelry. So she showed me some basics of wire wrapping a couple times sitting at the, table, just sitting in the kitchen table, just, fooling around. And then I hired this one guy to teach official wire wrapping to one of my apprentices because I wanted to give my apprentices each a gift at the end of the summer. They all worked for me for free all summer. I paid them only by selling their pieces for them. Sometimes I would take some of their pieces to my shows, but they were both college kids, and one of them got college credit and the other one just wanted to do it for fun. So I wanted to give them a gift. So at the end I said, what's something you want to learn? The guy wanted to learn wood carving, like a real carving, not with power tools, but like the old fashioned. So I hired a professional wood carver to come in and do a 2-hour workshop with us, and that was fun. And then the girl wanted to learn wire wrapping, so I hired this guy I knew who was really good at it, and he came in and he just showed us how to do the basics of rings. And then I took what I learned from him and what I learned from my friend, and I just practiced and practiced and pretty much made up my own stuff because I have no patience to watch other people's videos and learn from them. So I just made it up, trial and error for years, just made stuff up, figured out what worked and what didn't. A lot of times I'd see artists next to me selling stuff and I'd be like, oh, I like that idea. I'm going to steal that little part of that idea, that little part from that person, put it together, make it my own, go from there. I've used shark teeth. I don't use bear claws because they're illegal to sell. Um, I've had someone gifted me about 25 bear claws. I don't know what to do with them. I don't even want to wear them myself because I get a little bit anxious about crossing legal lines with stuff like that. Some stuff I really don't care about. Like I'll take 100 mustards from the from the fast food place if I think I need mustard. But like when it comes to like endangered animals law stuff, like yeah, bear claws, they're legal to give as a gift. They're not legal to sell. Um, to shark teeth all day long. I had this guy bring me. Here's another problem. I had a guy bring me like beautiful, some of them extinct shark teeth. He would go diving in this area. He was a scuba diver, and he'd find these exotic shark teeth. He'd like big, giant black ones. Some of them were like megalodons, and he said, if you wrap all of these, I'm gonna let you keep the smaller ones for yourself, and I'm going, and then I will pay you for the bigger ones. And and I said, fine. And I wrapped all of them. I sold the smaller ones. I have the bigger one sitting in my drawer. He never came back. Me being the super organized person I am, lost his phone number. So I have these wire wrapped shark teeth sitting in my drawer for like almost a year now. I have no problem with eating bear. I just happen to not want to sell bear claws when that's something illegal. The other, yeah, this pendant is a bunch of semi-precious stones with antique brass and then antique copper. They look almost the same color. And then this is a deer antler tip. Okay. Now, the mini wire tree, you mean like the tree of life? I haven't done any of those. I did one once. I figured out how to do it. You want to take like a ton of teeny little wires, like 26 gauge or thinner, and then you wrap them in the middle, and then you make the outside. Well, first you make a big fat circle of something like a base wire, like a thick 16 gauge circle, and then you take all these tiny ones and you put them together and you wrap them in the middle to make the trunk, and then the roots come out and you wrap all the roots around the bottom, and then as the branches come out, you wrap. First, you break it into two and wrap them. Then you break each of those into two and wrap and twist them. And when I say wrap, I meant twist. And then you keep on breaking into more and more and twisting until you come out to the edge. And then you wrap all the little branches around the circle again at the top. And you can hang little beads in them at the very top as you're going. Oh, a standing tree? No, that's fun. There's this other arts guy on here that does that. I'm competing with him because he's super goofy like me. I actually thought he still stole some of my dumb jokes before, and then I realized that he released those videos years before me. So it's weird. I have like a doppelganger. He's much more handsome, and he's been around much longer, and he has a huge channel with huge videos. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but he like literally has some of the same stupid humor and the same goofy antics, except with taken way more to the extreme. And I'm coming for him because I think I can be goofier than he is. Oh, good job, Anna. Oh, good job, Skittles. Artist block. No. No, I don't. If you guys have artist block, there's writer's block. It's like where you get stuck and there's no creativity and you're just in a funk and you're like, where did all my creativity go? I have the total opposite problem. I have 100 ideas in my head going all at once, and I never have time to get to 99 of them. I understand the feeling of artist block or writer's block because I understand the feeling of feeling like you're stuck in other ways, and the feeling of like you know, emotionally being stuck somewhere and feeling like you don't have a way out. And I'd say to anybody who has artist block or creativity block, writer's block, there's an easy cure. I'm not even gonna like pretend Like it's easy. Like this is an answer. Like this, you can take this to the bank. Like I'm, I will, if you tell me it's not that easy, I'll fight you. It is this easy. Get off your butt and do something. Go surfing, go to your favorite restaurant, call your friend, do something, and then do something a little wilder that you're scared to do, and then do something a little wilder that you're scared to do that has nothing to do with art, nothing to do with writing. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in 10 years, get on a skateboard, get on a bike, do something, climb a wall, thank you, climb a tree, do something outrageously out of your comfort zone, in your excitement zone. And don't even think about the art. Just do something wild and do something else wild and do something else wild. And eventually that artistic stuff will start coming back into your brain, and you'll be begging, your body will be begging you to get back to that paper or back to that ink or back to the supplies, whatever it takes, because block, any kind of block is just because you need to shake yourself loose. You need to do stuff. All blocks are a big fat lie. You are never stuck. There is always a gazillion things to do. And if you're wasting 1 second feeling stuck, you are living in a lie. So you need to just get out of that lie and reposition and find yourself in a place where you can see things from a different perspective. And all that creativity will come rushing back. That's my preaching for tonight. That will be my, I'll make a video on that. What was the first video? I said I was going to make a video about something else earlier. I can't even remember now. I'll have to go back and watch it. Well, that'll be another one. I'll make a video about that. Writer's block. Let's write this one down. That's what organized people write stuff down. So I'm going to write this down. Matt's going to make a video on artist's block. I love it. That was a great question. Artist's block. There we are. That will be a video. I'm just going to use this live show to come up with ideas for videos, because that will help me. And it might not help you guys in this moment, but that will be my way of making myself happy. And that's fun, even if it's not being nice to everybody else. All right, I'm going to read some more questions. Am I caught up? If I'm missing people's questions, please just say them again. Elongated chips. Somebody else put that. Laura, you put that in the Facebook group. I saw it. Elongated chips. Laura, take those elongated chips. Okay? Take a piece of paper like a notebook, like this. Take the elongated chips. Lay them down on your paper. Lay them all different ways, but this is just drawing. Like really lay them down for real on your paper, and then take a marker and start drawing doodles around them. And you will come up with some inventions on how they can be used. Just think, could I do this? Could I do this? And if the answer is yeah, but that's crazy, then that's what you're looking for. If I have some elongated chips I can find in my box, which is very likely, I have a bunch of boxes, I will try to remember to do a video on them. You know what? I'll write it down for you, Laura. You're the winner today. Elongated chips video. I can't promise you it's going to be soon that I'll do it, but I'm promising you I'm writing it down, so that makes it more likely. Okay? This is for Laura. Let's see if we can do this. All right. See you, Dan. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great night. Go ahead, Samantha. Do I stretch my hands or special exercises? I do not. I've never stretched my hands. That sounds like a great idea. It sounds healthy. Maybe do a little wrist something or other. Have your hands talk to each other. Have them get in a little bit of an argument. I stretch my body like crazy. Artists are bent over tabletops all the time. I'm bent over my phone half the time when I'm not bent over a tabletop. I'm always stretching as much as possible, stretching back, stretching. I'm always trying to work on posture, always trying to put my head back, chest out, shoulders back as I walk. I'm trying to stretch my torso up. I'm trying to walk from my waist, not slump over like this. Um, always, 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 always. So that's, if that helps. Oh, you had your hand seize up? If you have your hand seize up, this is what I would do, because I've had my thumb seize up since I was a little kid. And like it would get stuck like that, and it hurt, it felt like it would hurt to get it back. Or maybe I can't remember. But what I would do is I'd bite it, or I bite it sideways, and then it would just, so if you get your hand, I would say you probably do this naturally, but massage it, turn it, bend it every which way, and get some heat, run it under some water, ice, but just mess with it every possible way, and then be brave and try to force it a little bit at a time, not all at once, but give it a shot. Don't be too afraid, and you'll find that you can loosen that up. Magnesium. Okay, more comments, more questions. Questions. Have you done tiaras or fantasy crowns? No. I would do a tiara like a cuff. A cuff, you get the size you want. You get the kind of the shape and size you want. Flat, make it flat, make it like a ladder. Put some cool curly cues in your ladder. Put some cute little stones, and then you wrap it into a cuff, and then you come up with some way to clasp the other side. I would do the same thing with a tiara, except I would make it, instead of being like a long oval, which would be the cuff, I would make it more like a straight down here and then coming up to a triangle. And then after I made it, I would just bend it halfway like that. I'm trying to think, do tiaras go all the way around like a crown, or are they just halfway? Anyway, you guys know. Good night, Naomi. Thanks for coming by. How long did I sell before making profits? I mean, do you think I was selling and just breaking even in the beginning? I was making profits immediately. Like, the only thing I did where I didn't make profits is when I was still teaching and trying to make furniture, or when I quit teaching for a minute and I tried to sell furniture. That was the only time I broke even. I would spend forever. I'd spend hours making these beautiful pieces of furniture. The few times I'd actually get a buyer, I'd be so happy. I'd sell it for so low that it ended up being the same cost as the materials. I figured I'm just building a name for myself. I didn't know what I was doing. Totally ridiculous. But no, once I started selling ceramic vases and then jewelry, I was making 80%, 90% of what I spent for show prices, materials, everything all together. If you're not making at least 50% of what you're spending, like let's say you sell the item for 20 bucks. If you're not pocketing $10 net profit after paying for that percentage of your show fee and the materials and everything else, then you need to hit it harder. And it doesn't mean you need to quit. It doesn't mean you need to feel bad for yourself. It means you need to back up, reposition, and hit that thing a million times harder. You got to figure out better strategies and hit it harder. If you're not making at least 50% profit, you should get it up to 80, 90% profit. Figuring pricing. Pricing is like swimming. There is no way I can answer you. You got to get in the water and start figuring it out. You're gonna get water up your nose. You're gonna cough. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna cling onto the edge. You're gonna let go a little bit. You're gonna grab back onto the edge, and then you're gonna slowly figure it out. And when you figure out, like swimming, here's how I describe swimming. Nobody told me this. I don't even know. Probably other people say this. To me, this is when you can't swim. This is when you can swim. I'm not a good swimmer. I don't have good form. I don't have good anything. But you throw me in the water, I'm not going to drown. I'm going to stay up until I run out of energy. And here's not swimming. Here's swimming. Swimming is when you know how to keep more water below you than above you. That's it. Whatever you're doing, you figured out how to keep enough water below you that your head is staying above the water. That's swimming. That's it. Pricing, when you figured out how to keep more money in your pocket, more money coming in than going out, then you're pricing good. And then you get better and better and better. Like I said, you should push it to 90%. When you sell something for $10, $9 should be pure profit. I don't even hit that all the time. Sometimes I'm go as bad as like all the way back to 60%, $10, and I only keep $6. But I have other items where I keep 97.3%. So it kind of balances out. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, be tough with yourself when you don't cheat yourself. I have a friend he's always saying, "Oh, I make this much money," and he doesn't like to factor in all this stuff because then it would show that he really makes a lot less than he thinks. Be real. Like if you're at a show and you sell something for $20, factor in how much did the stones cost, how much did the wire cost, how much did my lunch cost that I would have made at home for free, how much did the show cost. Let's say the show was $50. And let's say you made $100 profit. Right there, you automatically lost $5 of every $10 you sold. If every $10 piece you sold, $5 went towards the show. Like be tough, be firm. Make sure you're really, really making profit. Don't trick yourself to feel good. Anyone else? Anything? I'm getting tired. We're only at the 1 hour mark and I'm getting sleepy, guys. I don't think I'm going to make it 2 hours tonight. Oh, okay. Sorry. Your comments were being withheld by the internet and then they just let them all go like blah, all at once. So now I got to catch up. A lot of people believe copper is good for arthritis. I'm going to leave that up to the holistic people because I don't have an answer for that. Everyone in my life tells me I undersell, okay? Everybody tells me I undersell. People who go with me, other vendors, everybody tells me I need to up my prices. Most of the people who tell me I need to up my prices, eventually, a year later, I come back and I've made more than them, twice as much over the course of the year than they've made. But that's not always true. There are some people making twice as much as me, 3 times as much as me, and they tell me I need to up my prices. I price stuff too low. And let me tell you something. I'm okay with that. I live with it. I make a decent amount of money the way I price. I also keep my materials ridiculously low. I'm such a stickler. I'll be going through AliExpress and I'll be like, that particular item is $1.20 and I can make a piece that I can sell for $30. But that one is the same one for $1.19. And I'll be like, what's the difference? And I'll penny pinch over my materials. So then when it comes to that $30 item and somebody's like, oh, I don't have it. I'm like, well, how much you have? I only have 20. I'll give it to you for 20. A lot of people won't do that. I'm happy and entertaining. Psh, no, I'm not. You guys are silly. Oh, you guys are too kind. Yvonne, I used to call your name Yvonne. I used to call when I'd see your name, I'd say Yvonne. I thought it was pronounced Yvonne. You can take that if you like. Next time someone asks what your name is, say, my name is Yvonne. Sounds French. It might be French. I think it is French anyway. Bye, Paula. Maybe I already said goodbye. Thank you, Vivian. All right, I missed a bunch of comments. Repeat your questions if I missed it. Silver and copper earring hooks. I get my hooks at Walmart or Michael's or Joann Fabrics. I just buy a box. I haven't found anything unusual. Best advice for newbies. You got to ask me a question. My best advice is, what are you really bad at? Be really, really honest with yourself. What are you really bad at? And tackle it. Tackle the heck out of that. And ask yourself, is it something I need to get good at, or is it something I can outsource to my friend? You can work with a partner who's really good at stuff you're bad at. But my advice to a newbie is be super honest. Like, be honest about what you want. Have a good night, Aaron. Sorry. Yep. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, 4:30. My goodness. Is that 4:30 in the morning or 4:30 p.m.? I sell online terribly. A little bit here, a little bit there. Not much, not enough to make a living. I'm not good at selling online, and I got to get good because the internet is taking over everything. So that's where I am now. Yeah, you can hear the tired in my voice. I'm still at the tail end of a cold, and I'm drinking water, and I want to sleep. I'm not that bad. There was 1 week, a couple weeks ago, where I was really fading. Buyers prefer handmade earring wires. No, don't make your own earring wires. You can if you want to, but it's so tedious. Though you can get those babies for 5 cents a piece, like, and they're perfect and they look professional. When I make them myself, the first thing I think of, as soon as I cut that wire, I'm making some sharp edge, and now I have to file with sandpaper all around to try to round it off. And then I worry, like, what kind of metal is underneath there? And if you like making your own earring wires, go for it. But you definitely should not unless you really enjoy it. Yeah, sleep. The problem is I always feel like I need sleep. Then when I get in the bed and turn off the lights, my brain's like, now we're awake. Let's process a bunch of stuff and think of stuff and want to do stuff. And, we can't go to sleep now. Surgical steel. Surgical steel is the best, especially surgical steel is a selling point. You have sensitive ears? Just ask people. Do you have everybody thinks they have sensitive ears. Like, half the population thinks they have sensitive ears. Maybe 10% do. Just ask them, do you have sensitive ears? These are surgical steel. They're going to make your ears feel amazing. Even people who don't have issues will be like, ooh, I think I have sensitive ears. That's okay. I can keep going. I'm fine. It's 10 o'clock my time. I might not go till 11 this time, but I'm okay. My throat's a little but my energy's fine. No. Yeah. Do I have orders for Christmas? Yeah, this entire month is just every day is like 3 times the amount of selling of any other day of the year. And then it gets bigger and bigger the last 10 days leading up to Christmas. And Black Friday was big, and the weekends are really big. What's it called? Oh, good question, Brenna. I chose to make jewelry because it was much better seller, but do I like making jewelry? Yes. The first thing I did was, my concept of jewelry was, I'm going to take all my art, my paintings, my ceramic vases, my sculptures, my patterns, and shrink them down to this big. So I approached jewelry that way, which was good and bad. It was good because I made jewelry like no one else. I didn't copy anyone else's jewelry. I didn't see what was out there. I made it completely my own, and people found that really unique and they loved it. It's bad because I didn't copy the trends out there, and later on, I started to incorporate some of the trends, because trends make money. And if you just chase trends, you're going to make money. And there's nothing wrong about that. You got to balance it. How much do you want to do it because you love the art, and how much do you want to make money? There is nothing wrong with balancing that. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It's like a Venn diagram. You have the art you love, and you have making money. Okay? You want to be right here. That's your sweet spot. You want to find that section, because over here is the art you love, but you're going to be poor. And over here is making money, but you're going to be rich and sad. And over here is the best. And what is that exactly? It shifts. It's constantly shifting. So you got to constantly adjust and stay on top of it. But that's part of life. Like, life is constantly adjusting. Yep. Thank you, Janice. I enjoy those the most because I just talk. I don't have to, when I'm making the teaching video, I have to constantly worry about, is the camera focusing on the piece? Am I doing something extraneous, or I don't know what the word is, where I should pause it and do it and just work on it and then go back to the video? Like, when do I let the video keep rolling? When do I pause it? So that for the person watching it, the excitement continues, and you don't see the camera dead for 3 minutes while I try to find something I'm missing. So I'm thinking really hard when I'm doing a teaching video. When I turn the camera on, I do an inspirational video. I'm thinking also how to organize my words in the moment so that the picture in my head is portrayed clearly to the viewer, but it's a lot less stressful as far as, I shouldn't say stressful. It's a lot less convoluted. There's a lot less moving parts. So it's a little more relaxing. An actual website. No, I do not. And no, yes, I should. I tried Etsy 3 times. And if you don't direct web trafficking to your Etsy site, it's just going to sit there and nobody's going to find it. So I need to have an actual website with my jewelry, and I need to learn how to get people to go to it, but that's on my to-do list. I don't make holiday jewelry. I don't make Christmas trees. I don't make snowmen. I don't make snowflakes. I have some snowflake charms, and I make these. It's called cute little silver icicles. I think there's a video where I show how you can take silver wire and bend a loop and bend another loop and bend another loop, and it makes like a little flower. But then if you keep going, the flower goes like this and this, and then it extends, and you turn it this way, and it starts to look like a little icicle that comes down, and they make really pretty earrings. So that's kind of, I sell a lot more silver because it's kind of wintry looking, but I don't do themed jewelry. I don't do hearts in February. I don't do snowmen in Christmas. And why not? Because I feel politically that no, just because it doesn't work. I've tried it years and years. It just doesn't work. People buy what they think is beautiful year round. They don't go for, I know if you're selling ornaments, yeah. If you're selling Christmas ornaments just for Christmas, of course. But if you're selling jewelry, there's something about jewelry. You will sell a few here and there, but the majority is not worth your effort. On Halloween, I sold a whole bunch of spider earrings, like plastic spiders I got from the dollar store, and poked holes in their heads and put earring hooks. I think I only sold them because I put them for cheaper than all my other jewelry. I think they were just impulse buys. Always have some cheap impulse buys. Have some $5 and $7 earrings. If you don't normally, if most of your jewelry is like 10 to 25, like mine, have some $5 and $7 stuff for impulse people. You might make more doing that, actually. I think I need to do more of that. I think that's been affecting my sales. I need a wider range. I need to put more $5 and $7 pieces out. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? 'Cause I wondered where you are. And singing with a cold is hard. And I wondered what you do. Especially when you don't know the words. Are you somewhere, somewhere feeling lonely? Or someone loving you? I love whoever that is who sings that. I can't remember his name. Lionel Richie. Oh, I love Lionel Richie. He is the dude. He's such a good songwriter. Such a good songwriter and singer. He doesn't have the strongest voice, but he just hits those notes. I'm telling you. I don't teach classes. I've taught apprentices. I had a couple apprentices learn almost everything I know before I had to fire them for whatever reason. I tend to get apprentices I tend to scrape the bottom of, I tend to find a lot of transients and try to make them apprentices, and then it kind of bites me sometimes. Yeah, Commodore. What's a good Lionel Richie song when he was in the Commodores? Good night, Oma Desala, Mrs. Spirituality. Probably just butchered your name. All night long. I stole part of that song for a video once. I made it short enough that YouTube didn't get mad. I love that song. Is that the Commodores? All Night Long? I thought that was just Lionel. Lion. What a great name. He's a lion. Yes, I support myself with my art. I've supported myself with my art horribly for the first 5 years and very well for the last 5 years, 10 years total. I've been doing it. 5 years, barely making it, living on the couch, moving back in with mom and dad, barely being able to pay for my cell phone and gas in my car, eating ramen noodles. And then the last 5 years, like making a lot of money, like not a lot where I can say like I have a mansion and a pool, but enough money that really I can take off a few months every here and there during the year if I need to help a family member or something, just live off of savings. Or if I want to work really hard and save a ton of money, I can just start putting in 14-hour days and just pile it up in my bank account. But I usually end up blowing. Not blowing. I usually end up taking it all and spending it on my newest art venture anyway. I put so much of my money back into new experiments. If I just stuck with one form and kept pushing it and pushing it to see how much money I could make, I could hit some pretty cool numbers. Better than I made as a teacher. At least there's that. Am I looking for an apprentice? I'm always welcoming of an apprentice. I can't pay well right now as far as paid apprentices. I'm always up for people who just want to learn. Like they help me by making me pieces. I help them by teaching. I'm totally up for that anytime, pretty much. But you have to be in the eastern, central eastern Pennsylvania area, like around Philly and a little bit west of Philly towards Harrisburg. In the last 5 years, well, I basically RDL R2D2 RDL Liz 50. I support myself because I narrowed it down to the good shows. That's all you got to do. You got to find the artists in your area, find out what the good shows are, narrow it down to the good shows, make sure your product is good enough, get really good feedback from everybody who's going to be tough on you. Get your product up to a certain level of quality. It doesn't have to be amazing. I don't think I'm at the 50% point of how quality most of my pieces are. I think if you took all the people teaching how to make jewelry on YouTube and you listed them 1 to 10 as far as quality, like beauty and intricacy, I'm definitely below a 5. but I know how to find the colors and the patterns and the curves that people find pretty. So, and I can make them fast. I know how to make them fast. So yes, um, find the shows that are worth going to and skip the shows that are not, and you can make a living just doing that. But the shows that are worth going to are like 1 out of 10. So you're not gonna be able to make a living going to bad show after bad show. You're gonna be wasting your life. And I did it. It's a waste. I didn't know any better. Or maybe I was too afraid to ask the hard questions like, why am I doing this? Animal control. I've never soldered ever. I like to learn. I'd like to do it someday. Oh, Debbie says she made more money selling stuff on eBay than being a nurse and a teacher. I love it, Debbie. You're awesome. Tell the people. You just got to find how to do it. I followed this one girl on YouTube. She's from Australia. She's this little blonde girl. She, when she was like 15, made like $3,000 a week just buying and selling GameStop video games because she did enough research on the internet to find a loophole where there were certain games that were not popular in one country but popular in another country or something like that, and she would order them from overseas and then she'd resell them. And she just found this loophole where she was paying $5 for a game and selling it back to the same store for $20. And she has like a gazillion videos on how to make millions of dollars with these internet loopholes and buying and selling stuff online without ever leaving the comfort of your own chair and desk. Yeah, see, Brenna knows who that is. It's funny because her name is Ted, but she's a girl. And I don't know if that's her real name or that's just the name of her channel. But yeah, there's the way to make a living is to find out who's making a living and ask them, how'd you do it? And if you ask me, my answer is I found people in my area who knew the good shows and they showed me the good shows. I became their best friends. I went to the good shows. Suddenly, instead of sitting there, paying $50 to sit there and come home with $40 sales, I was paying $50 and coming home with $700 sales. Much better. And then it went up and up from there. And then I met people doing 10-day state fairs and so on. Yep. I'm not going to tell you what I make in numbers. It goes way up and down based on my year because there are years where I've taken a lot of time off to do other things. Like I'll throw months into trying to learn a new venture and I'll just be living off of savings. But I will tell you Dante's numbers because he's totally free with them, and he told last week. But when he was here 2 weeks ago, he was here. Dante is my buddy. He doesn't do art. He's vendor, and he's an awesome seller. He just knows how to sell, and he's the one who got me into state fairs. He's the one who got me a full-time kiosk in a mall and showed me how that's a really easy thing to do. And when I met him, he said he was breaking 100,000 a year. And now he's saying he's breaking 200,000 a year, and that's sales. That's not net. So you got to factor in. He said he spends 30,000 a year just in hotels. So he spends a lot to pay his employees. He spends a lot on materials. Spends a lot on travel, gas, whatever. But he totally takes care of his wife, his 6 kids, and pays rent on 2 different locations, has 2 cars, goes out to eat like crazy, taking his whole family out. His kids are well fed, well dressed. He does all that just off of vending. And so you got to find vendors. Vending is an art. Finding shows is an art in and of itself. Um, so I would say if I took an entire year and didn't do YouTube videos, and I actually lost a ton of money doing YouTube. Like my first year, I'm not even into my second year yet, but my first year I didn't even make enough money to put commercials. I mean, I didn't even make enough. I didn't even have enough views on my videos to put commercials on the channel. And I was spending hours and hours every day. I spent money on a new laptop. I spent money for editing. I spent hours editing. I spent money buying art supplies I wouldn't have otherwise bought to do different videos. My first year, I probably lost tens of thousands of dollars just making a YouTube channel because I needed to get out there, and I've been wanting to do it forever, and I didn't care. I just didn't care. I was still supporting myself completely from only working half time, only putting in half the hours every week that I normally put. But if I took 1 year and said, I just want to make money, I don't care about YouTube, I don't care about any new art ventures, I'm not going to try any crazy new idea that's going to cost money. I'm just going to make money off of selling jewelry. And I threw myself 12 hours a day, 6 days a week into it. I could probably, depending on how well the shows go, you never know, but I think I could probably break 150K in sales, and I could probably take home net. Maybe I could break 100K in take home. I shouldn't even say maybe. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain I could do that. Maybe more. Who knows? Maybe I surprise myself and break 200K. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I put so much time into this channel, and that's not at all to tell you guys like you should be whatever. No, I like this. This is like this is great. It's awesome. Your comments are all got log jammed, and I can't read any of them. So I'm waiting for the internet to suddenly release a whole bunch of them at once. How long do I spend editing a video? My first videos, I spent 4 to 10 hours editing one 2.5 minute video. Those early videos, there's a lot of silly animation stuff going on and a lot of quick cuts and music and all kinds of stuff. And nobody watched those videos. Like to this day, they probably have like 100 views, which is very, very small in YouTube land. Later on, I realized what people wanted, and I just started giving them what they wanted. People wanted teaching videos, and they didn't want them edited really slick. They didn't want bells and whistles. They didn't want fancy, funny, goofy parts. Although I can't help myself. I put goofy stuff in there all the time. But they just wanted a straightforward teaching on some stuff. So then I just started turning on the camera and letting it roll. And I didn't edit the videos, and I let them run longer than I thought people wanted to watch. I let them, once you pass 5 minutes, you assume you're going to lose a bunch of people. Once you pass 10 minutes, you're assuming if it's not really exciting, you're going to lose everybody. And I found that wasn't true. I found people had the patience to watch 15, 18, 20-minute videos, 25 minutes, 29 minutes. And so then I stopped editing them almost altogether, because if I didn't edit them, I could make 2 and 3 and 4 videos a day and just upload them immediately. And that's when everything took off and people got really excited, and the amount of people subscribing started like doubling and tripling, and so I had to learn what people wanted. I still want to go back to like a lot of fun editing, but I have plans to do that in a little bit. I need to say something funny and do another dad joke and do that laugh again. Can't remember. Is that how it went? I don't remember. Oh, thank you, Bernie. I tried the auctions because I couldn't get my channel monetized. At one point, it was taking like a whole month for YouTube to get through all the legal stuff, and I was getting really discouraged. Like, and I got frustrated. I'm like, I've put in so much time into this channel, and I can't even get a single commercial on it. So finally, I just was like, forget it. I'm gonna put my pieces up for auction, and I did that. And I took like 10 or 20 pieces from the last 10 or 20 videos and put them on Facebook, and just said, hey guys, bid on these, and that was awesome. I sold like most of them. So then 2 weeks later, I tried it again, and I sold most of them. And then 2 weeks later, I got a little carried away, and I put paintings and pottery and jewelry and all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if I burnt everybody out, or if it was just too much, or if it was just a bad week. But only like 2 things sold that time, and then I just got too busy and I stopped doing the auctions. I might do them again. No, my only safety net is is my humility. Like, I will move back in with family if I have to. I will move back in with my parents. I will move back in with if my parents are unable to support me, I will move back in with any relative. I will sleep on someone's couch. My only safety net is I have no problem being humble. Yeah, as far as having a daytime job, yeah, like keep the daytime job until you're really confident you can do this, but you're living in America, you can do this. Like, you're not going to die. You might end up on your friend's couch eating ramen noodles and feeling like a miserable, like like you totally messed up. But you're not going to die. You're not in Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. You're not in a third world country where you have to do exactly the right thing every hour of the day to keep enough sustenance in your body that you're not going to fall to illness or be so weak that some bad guy in the village next door comes over and takes advantage. Like, you're in America, or maybe you're not in America. I shouldn't say that. There might be people watching all over the world. I'm assuming most of the people watching are not in third world countries because you have the internet and you're talking about a skill that requires money, a little bit of money at least. So I'm assuming, I could be wrong. Maybe there's some people in third world countries watching, and they somehow they got on the internet somehow, and that's awesome. But for the majority of us, I think it's safe to say, um, if you try something scary for a year and you totally quit your job, you can always come back and get your job again. You can always come back and, you know, jump in all the way. Don't be afraid if you want to. Just think of it like college. College is becoming a bigger risk than anything. Like, you spend 4 years to go into horrible debt and don't know if you're going to be hired in your profession. And then even if you're hired in your profession, you don't know if it's going to take you 20, 30 years to pay off that debt. Meanwhile, you could have been making money that whole time. And maybe in those 4 years, maybe each year you tried doing something totally different to make money. And maybe at the end of those 4 years, you only made enough money to support yourself, barely, but you have no debt. And you learned a ton of life skills and work skills. That might be better than a college education. So maybe you're like, okay, that's nice if I was 18, but now I'm 57. I don't have that luxury. Yes, you do. Go do it. Who cares how old you are? Okay, I have kids to support. pretend, say you have kids, you can't be irresponsible. Okay, I can see that. Do it 2 hours a day. Get your kids to help you. Find the kid that you work with best and get them in on it and have it be like a fun mommy daughter or whatever experience. You should never feel stuck. That's the other video I wanted. I think I got 3 ideas out of this. Elongated chips. You're never stuck. You should never, ever feel stuck. Ever. Stuck is an illusion. Stuck is an illusion. You know what stuck is? Stuck is pretend you're walking and pretend you have no sense and you walk up to a wall and pretend there's like a crevice in the wall, like it's an indentation, like a very shallow closet space with no door, right? So you walk up and you walk into this little crevice and you put your face up against the wall and you start trying to walk further and you're getting nowhere. And you push and you push and you're getting nowhere. And you push against the sides of the crevice and you're getting nowhere. And you say to yourself, I'm stuck. Are you really stuck? Everybody in the world's looking at you. Do they think you're stuck? What are they going to tell you? Back your booty up out of the stupid crevice, look around, and realize you have 17 million options to go somewhere else. You can't go forward, but you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. That's how it really is when you feel stuck in any way. It's not a matter of really being stuck. It's a matter of being afraid to just back up and look around and look for another way. I play guitar badly, and I've taught music to people on an individual basis a few times. I don't enjoy it. That is one thing I can definitely say. I do not enjoy teaching other people to play instruments. I don't find it the worst thing in the world, but it's a general, I shouldn't say that. I kind of am okay at it. And I did it a bunch of times. It wasn't horrible, but there's definitely things I prefer to teach. Sarah, good night. Yeah, I wouldn't say college is a waste for everybody, but definitely if you're going into STEM, STEM, science, technology, what's the E stand for? Something, and math. If you're going into a medical field or science field, college is probably a must. But for a lot of things, college is becoming more and more higher in money and lower in quality, and that bubble is going to burst. A lot of people believe pretty soon parents are not going to be telling their kids anymore to go to college. They're going to be telling their kids, start a business right out of high school, like the smart kids do. Engineering, haha. Science, technology, engineering, and medicine. Is that right? Or is it math? Is it math or medicine? I bet it's math. But I went to college. I resisted it. I did it because my mom and dad said, if you're going to do the right thing, you got to do it. And I got scared, so I did it. Samantha, how much you pay for a kiosk? Here's what I'm going to tell you. You don't want a kiosk. I'm leaving my kiosk pretty soon. I think I'm going to do it only seasonally. I did it for all year round for in two different malls for almost 4 years now, and it's just getting worse every year. Like the traffic is going lower and lower and lower, and everybody's buying stuff online now. Um, but if you do want to try a kiosk, if you want to try it, find a mall in your area you like. Make sure the traffic is good. Talk to a bunch of people who have a kiosk already. Ask them if they can share with you what they pay in rent, and then go to the mall management and offer to pay them one third that amount, and look them dead in the eye and offer them one third that amount. Watch them laugh, watch them shake their head, watch them tell you no way, and then watch them come back and give you a number that's closer to what everybody else is paying. And then you look them dead in the eye and you shake your head and say, no, I want to just try it for 1 month. I saw you have some openings. Can you please give me, and then go up a little higher on your number, and they will laugh again. They'll say there's no way. And then, but they'll realize that you're not going to budge too high. So then they'll give you a much lower number and say, the best I can do is this. And so then they'll drop it way low. And then you take their number that they dropped it way low and you go right underneath it and say, there's no way I could do more than this. And then they might meet you. But at some point, you're going to meet them in the middle, and you're going to pay half as much as everybody else is paying, because you're going to take advantage of two things. One, malls are dying and they're desperate for people to fill their spots. So the more they die, the more awful they look. And the more empty spots they have, the more people don't want to shop there. And it terrifies the managers. So you're taking advantage of that. And two, good old Matt told you on the video that that's how you do it. So that's how you negotiate to get really low rent at a mall. But generally, a kiosk is going to cost you close to what you pay for an apartment in your area, whatever that is, a low end apartment at this point. And then go in with a friend or a mother or a sister or a brother or somebody, because it's way too hard to do it by yourself. You have to have it manned, generally 11 hours a day. Most malls are open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays, and then Sundays a little bit shorter. So you'll burn yourself out trying to do all those hours by yourself. And try to pay an employee, if you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to lose money. So Beverly want to co-host. Beverly will correct all of my STEM and Lionel Richie references. Sure. I got to figure out, I'd like to figure out how to co-host remotely. If anybody knows of any software to do that, where like we can make a split screen and have me on one side and another face on another side that could be a totally different city, and we could co-host. That would be super fun if we could get the format to be similar. But if anyone knows how to do, I asked a couple people who know tech, and they said, I don't think so. But I'm sure it can't be that hard. I'm gonna drink from all these empty water bottles I've had sitting in this basement at different times. I don't know if some of them are like really old. So again, if I just keel over like with bacterial meningitis, just, I shouldn't joke about that. There's probably people in hospitals right now. All right, I'm waiting for more comments to come in because YouTube is holding, or the internet is holding them up again. Maybe Zoom. Everybody click that thumbs up button. Click it right now. Thank you for telling us. Yeah, you've seen it done. You guys are funny. Giving the thumbs up. Thumbs up. Oh my goodness. You guys are so silly. I've multi-ethnic thumbs up. Good night, Laura. Good night, Melissa. Everybody's leaving. I guess I'll leave. All right, Shelly McKinney. I need you to take your niece and get her my information. I need her to text me. I'm not going to put my phone number on the screen. I should, but people are telling me to stop being risky like that. So I'm going to have her message me at the Facebook page. Okay. It's facebook.com/macrazart, abbreviated macrazart. Okay. Looks like this. Please have her message me there and tell me, and then I can give her a phone number. I'm like getting the hiccups now. Okay, Shelly, right? Shelly. Yeah, have your niece contact me, please. Tell her I will be eternally grateful, and tell me how it's done. Rev Deb knows how. Rev Deb. If she's a big YouTube channel, she might not want to talk. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly is a cartoon character. It's where her dad says Shelly. Thank you. Anybody else who knows someone who can help? Yeah, if I stop doing the kiosk, I'll go back to doing shows. I'll only do really, really, really good shows, and I'll sell through YouTube, and I'll keep doing videos. I'll probably have more time to do videos. Good night, Michelle. So yeah, don't worry. I'm not planning to go anywhere. It's just I'll be saving on the rent. I'll be saving on not traveling back and forth between two different cities like I'm doing, because I have a bunch of family in one city and then I have the mall in the other city. Patreon. I have 3 people on Patreon. 3 people who signed up the first day, and still 3 people. If you want to sign up for Patreon, you can. My Patreon is Matt's Crazy Art, all one word. Matt's Crazy Art. It's thank you for asking. Patreon. Patreon is a site where you can pledge to support your favorite artist, like $1 a month, $10 a month, however much you want. Here's my Patreon link, patreon.com/Matt's Crazy Art. Sorry, I scribbled those letters. It's REON PATREON. So that's a thing. I feel silly pushing it. It's like I'm saying I'm asking for money. But yeah, technically the idea is if you get a lot of patrons on Patreon, you do extra little favors for them. You make them extra special videos that nobody else sees. You offer them little gifts in the mail. I put up a couple things like if you donate a certain amount, you get a free piece of art from me every other month or something like that. It feels kind of silly, like the public television station. Like, if you donate $1,000, we'll send you a teddy bear that says PBS on it. How many notebooks? I use so many notebooks. I get my notebooks at the dollar store. And when there's a back to school sale and they're selling notebooks for 25 cents, I jump on that. I go through so many notebooks. That's a good question. What's FOMO? You'll get more FOMO supporters. Yeah, Dan was the one. Dan Baldwin said, make a Patreon. And then like 3 people signed up, and that's been it ever since, which is fine. I'm super grateful. I didn't think I deserved. I didn't think you're supposed to get a Patreon until your channel is like ridiculously huge. But see, that's another thing I like. Sometimes I don't jump on things fast enough. I could offer them a different level of service, Brenna. Like, you know, if you, fear of missing out. Yeah. If you sign up for Patreon, you get extra videos. But I don't want to do that, because every minute of every day I'm trying to make as many videos as possible for all of you, and I don't want you guys to miss out. just because you're not on Patreon. And that doesn't make sense monetarily, I guess, but I don't care. I want everybody to see every video. So the best I can do is offer Patreon people like a piece of art, but I don't want to offer like too many pieces of art too easily, not because I'm afraid to give away pieces of art, but because I hate mailing stuff and I'm terrible at it. And if I have a list of like dozens of people and I have to send them art every week, I'm just going to mess it up. I still owe Allison the spider necklace she won like a month ago. I have to get it to her before Christmas. And I owe this other person a spider earrings, I think. I owe one person earrings and one person necklace. So I'm just terrible at mailing stuff. I was good with the auctions. I had to be good because I was like, this is not, it'll be wrong. People paid for this stuff. But when I give away freebies, I have a bad feeling I would be, I'd have to hire somebody else to do all the mailing and not mess up the addresses. Patrons will see videos a week before everyone else. No, as soon as I make a video, I upload it immediately. I want everyone to see it that same minute. I get frustrated if the internet is slow and the video takes 20 minutes to upload instead of 10. Yes, you can add. Oh, Allison, yes, I can make them clip. I'm glad you said it. See, there's a reason I didn't send them to you yet, because I knew that this day you would suddenly tell me I needed to add clips to them. And if I sent them earlier, we wouldn't have been able to do that. I knew ahead of time. So I purposely didn't mail it for a month because I could foresee what would happen. That's the story I'm going with. No. Patreon people, I love you, all three of you, and I'm going to give you stuff, but I want to give my videos to everybody. I don't want to make extra videos just for you guys. If I make extra videos just for you guys, I'm still going to want everyone to see them. Hey, Miss Nancy Lee. Hi, Ramona. Hi, Lavender Celtic Lace. I'm getting sleepy. What time is? Oh, it's 1:47. Yeah, I was gonna log out at 1:30. We'll just push it to the last. I'll sleep well tonight. Hopefully. Farmville game. You're cheating on your Farmville daughter. I'm just gonna stare like this for the next 13 minutes. Oh, Beverly, I know. I'm thankful. I'm so grateful. I know you guys are just trying to help. I'm just totally explaining why I'm weird and don't do things like everybody else, which is what is oh, oh. You ever notice when everybody yawns, they look like a different animal? I think I look like something between a turtle and a camel. Miss Nancy, everybody calls me something. Half the people call me one of the other two biblical names. I'm either Matt, Mike, or Mark. I've never been called Luke. Good night, Lavender. Thanks. I taught preschool once. The kids would call me Mr. Matt because they couldn't pronounce my last name. Althea, yes, you are invisible. You are so invisible. I see you on the Facebook group, Althea. You're the most encouraging person on that group. I see you every time. I know what's going on, even if I don't pop in all the time. Agnes, I'm glad you like that I don't like to be like everybody else, because I couldn't if I tried. I don't even know how. So once in a while I try to do something like other people and I'm like, whoa, this is not working. How do they do this? I'm gonna make more camel faces. Turtle or camel? Facebook group. You go to Facebook and you don't you there's the Facebook page, Matt's Crazy Art. That's not what you want. You want the group. So when you go to Facebook, type in Matt's Crazy Art Group into the search. I don't have a direct link. Sorry. If I was good at tech, I would. And you are looking for this. You're looking for a photo of this painting. That's how you know you arrived at the Facebook group. Then just click to join. Oh, Althea, you're so sweet. You're like, I can tell you're a sweetheart just by reading your comments to other people. I know these things. Yeah, everybody's awesome. I know, Barbara. I agree. Yep. I did make the group private because some people wanted to post presents for their kids and not have their kids see them. The octopus charms, you mean? I think I saw those pictures you put up. You'd hang a whole bunch of dangly things from each one of the arms. Sorry, there was a glitch there. YouTube said I cut out for half a second. Yep. We had to make it private too because a lot of people were putting up naked pictures of their cats and dogs, and that was a little risque. A couple of them, the cat was waving their tail all like suggestively. It's a little bit racy. It's getting a little bit wild in there. But now it's safe. So, mice, rabbits, gerbils, fish, just put up those naked animals. I'm not judging. Good night, Mrs. Alfonso. Thanks. Yeah. Yep. You better fan yourself. Woo! Getting a little crazy. Nice meeting you, Ramona. Althea, you're the best. Yeah. One time I was bored and I found a whole bunch of pictures of cows, and I found like a censored bar, like a black sticker that just said censored, and I put the censored bar across the udders of all the cows, and then I posted it and I said, these are some racy pictures, and then I said, here are some cows being more appropriate, and I took the drawing tool and I drew like pink bikinis on all of the cows on the udders, and then I posted that one. See what happens when you're not normal. Those cows are a little bit exhibitionists, I say. They don't care. They're a little bit out there. Yep. Artist block. That's the video coming. 6 minutes. Last time chance to get your questions in. I'm falling asleep. 6 minutes, 5 minutes, going once. Thank you, Althea. I got you all fooled. Good night. Good night. I feel like I feel like I've been half here tonight, like a little bit tired and a little bit slow. But I'm glad you guys hung out the whole time, or whatever time you were here. Yes, have I ever done a video that was forced to take off? I've done like 10, 5 to 10 videos that didn't get monetized because there was some background music from the mall that did a copyright infringement. I didn't get in trouble or anything. And then I had one video that totally was struck down and removed completely. And that was a video of my cousin's wedding. I was just taking video of everybody dancing, just clips here and there. And I just wanted to show my cousin. And I was going to post it on the channel and tell him to look. And I just wanted to show everybody, hey, I was gone all weekend. I didn't make any videos. It's my cousin's wedding. And there's some shots of me being goofy on the dance floor. And I thought it was all fun. And, it was like crazy screaming and yelling and DJ stuff. But I think because there were like 10 different copyrighted songs being played, they just shut that thing down. They didn't even demonetize it. It just got kicked right off of YouTube. And I don't think I got in trouble. Hopefully not. But that was the only one I actually had removed. How far have I traveled for a show? I've traveled from Philadelphia, where I used to live, all the way to Colorado. That was a 28-hour drive over 2 days. Dante's gone all the way to California by car, back and forth many times. I went down to Florida, which is a 16-hour drive, 5 times, all the way down to Florida. I went up and down the East Coast. I went to North Carolina, Virginia. I went out to Michigan once. Some random show. It wasn't that good. I never see the good parts of the states. The Michigan one, I did not see any of the lakes. I was in some goofy little town. And the Colorado one, I didn't see any of the mountains or pretty parts of Colorado. I was in Pueblo, which is a desert. I had to drink a ton of water to not just burn up, but I liked that it was low humidity. But it was a kind of a low income town that was really hard to make my money back. I had to work. That was the hardest I ever worked. I slept really well every night. I had 2 apprentices with me. I had all kinds of drama with going on with that. And oh, this is a crazy story. I bought a new van just for the trip because my minivan wasn't going to make it. So I bought a giant passenger van. My minivan might have made it, but I was scared. It didn't have air conditioning. It was the middle of summer. It was like July, and I'm driving to a desert. I'm driving through the Midwest in the middle of July to get to a desert. And I was driving through desert half the time. And I did not want to go without air conditioning, so I bought this brand new van. So it was like this. It wasn't brand new. It was like slightly used, but it was almost brand new. I put the down payment on it, and it guzzled gas, and I was buyer's remorse from the moment I bought it. This is a great story to end on. So here I am driving across the country. It's a beautiful van. The air conditioning was ice cold. It was like sleeping in a little moving hotel room. Had beautiful giant windows, and I took all the seats out of the back and just put packed all my stuff in there for the show. And then I had like 2 rows of seats and then the driver's seats, and you could stretch out and sleep on one of the rows of seats while somebody else drove, because it was me and 2 apprentices. And it was just great. Got there. I was really annoyed. The thing was guzzling gas. I was spending so much money for the show that I was barely making enough money to pay back what I spent to get there every day. I did break out. I did make money, but it was like on every $10 I made, I had to put like $7 or $8 back into what it cost to be there. That's how hard it was. And anyway, right when I was so disgusted, I bought this stupid thing, and then I don't like buying things on credit either. I like paying completely outright. Every vehicle I ever owned up until that point was paid in cash. And this one, I was going to have to make payments, and I was not looking forward to it. Plus, it guzzled gas like a monster. And I get down there, and halfway through this 2-week show, I get a call from the car dealership. They couldn't sell it to me legally. They made a mistake. It was only for commercial use. They couldn't sell it to an individual person. And so it was an illegal sale. So they had to repossess it, and they had to give me every penny back as if I ever never bought it. And I said, okay, that's cool. I'd love to give it back. However, I'm stuck here in Colorado for the next week, and I got to finish this show, and I can't get it back to you. So unless you want to come send a flatbed truck and pick it up yourself, you're going to have to wait another week for me to drive it back. And they were like, that's cool. So show ended. I drove it back, got all my money back. I essentially got to rent a beautiful giant passenger van for 2.5 weeks for free is what it came down to. So yay, fun story. Okay. I'm going to start wire weaving soon. Slowly. I'm going to get into it, but it's going to be fun. I hope you guys are going to have fun with me. We're going to learn to wire weave together. Sorry, any last minute questions? I would have logged off a minute ago. I just wanted to finish the story. Yeah, jump rings, clasps, Michael's, Amazon. Best show, best state. You got to find them. There's a gazillion shows every minute. There's a gazillion shows a year. There's shows every day going on somewhere almost. You got to find your best shows. There are needles in the haystack, but you can find them. You got to talk to other vendors. Once you find them, that's when you make your money. Okay. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. I'm logging off. We're 2 minutes over. See you next time. See you next week. Hopefully. What's next week? Is next week Christmas? Is it 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23? Next week is Christmas Eve. So I'm not going to be on next week. I might. I don't think so. I want you guys to enjoy your families. Just, be with your families. Next week we'll take off. And then the week after that is New Year's Eve. I don't think I'll be on New Year's Eve either. It's Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve always fall on the same day because they are a week apart. So no, I'm not going to be on the next 2 weeks. I'll be making videos. Don't worry, I'm going to be making videos. I plan to make a bunch tomorrow and the next day and the next day, all the way up until Christmas Eve probably. So I'll see you guys. I'll be answering questions. I'm really behind on the comments. I got to read all your comments. I'm like 3 days behind. There's several hundred comments. I'm going to go through all of them really soon. So if your comment wasn't answered or didn't get a heart or didn't get whatever, like, don't worry. I'm not neglecting you. I didn't skip over you. Nancy, you just made it. I almost logged off like 3 minutes ago. I got to get out of here. Well, I started this thing 4 minutes late. So ending it 4 minutes late isn't going to hurt. Oh, wait, no, I'm more than 4 minutes over now. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Good night, good night, good night. I am not going to be here the next 2 weeks. Maybe I'll do one live show in the middle. Maybe in between Christmas and New Year's. How about that, guys? How about we do one live show, not on a Tuesday night, in between Christmas and New Year's? That might be fun, right? That way we won't miss each other for so long. So sad. I'll find a day. I'll throw it out there. See if you guys like the day. I'll find a day and a time. I'll put it out there and we'll see if we can do that. All right. You guys are all beautiful. Make beautiful art. Don't be stuck. Look for more videos. Keep watching all the others. I love you guys. You're why I can keep doing this. I'm going to get some sleep. You guys get some sleep. Have an awesome day, awesome night, awesome week. See you soon.